All right, so good afternoon, everyone, and a happy new year to each and every one of you from the entire ChildLine team. My name is Aaron George, one of ChildLine's outreach officers, and we welcome you to 2021 and we welcome you to the storytelling videos that are hosted by ChildLine. This year, we intend to take storytelling to a next level, or we intend to have a spin on the storytelling. And we are actually going to be doing stories this year that have been written by young persons, local children, and persons who would have participated in programs that would have offered. So today, I'm actually going to be reading a story that came out of the Return to Happiness program, and the this story was actually created into a book. And as you can see here, look, you see, Childline, right? And look, who again? UNICEF, excellent. So this is an important story. It is about surviving the flood, of course, to commemorate the flooding that would have happened in Trinidad and Tobago a couple of years ago. So I do hope you enjoyed this story. So in this story, we have five characters. We have the narrator, we have father, Jamal, Amanda, and the neighbor. So our setting for this story is a small one-room house by a river and an emergency shelter. So the story begins with the narrator. Jamal and his sister Amanda lived with their father in a tiny house by the side of the river. Jamal and his younger sister enjoy singing, just like their mother did. Even though it has been 2 years since their mother passed away, the children still miss her dearly, and they are still learning to cope with her not being around anymore. Although their father works long hours, he is very loving towards them. On weekends, he would play and he would go on adventures with Amanda and Jamal. Their family didn't have much, but Jamal and Amanda were often reminded of how much their father loved them. One day, while home during their vacation from school, it started raining. First as a drizzle, but as it continued, they heard the raindrops pattering loudly on the galvanized rooftop of their home. Jamal, there's another leak, Amanda. Run, get me a pot. So Amanda runs for whatever bucket, pot, or pan she could find to collect the water that was leaking from the roof. The rain continued to fall harder and harder, louder and louder. Thunder cracked loudly and startled the children. Lightning lit up the cloudy gray sky. The winds made a howling sound as it grew stronger and stronger. Jamal and Amanda became very afraid because they were home alone. Jamal, panicking, said, Amanda, go bring father's old radio. Jamal turned it on. The narrator said, Jamal, I heard that there was a tropical storm passing over the island, and it would bring a lot of rain for some hours. The radio announcer reminded the public, in the case of flooding, to go for higher ground, avoid live wires, and avoid playing in or drinking water that might be contaminated. Look, Jamal, there's another leak over there. I don't think we have any more pots and pans to collect the water. I'll go look outside for a container. So Amanda pauses as she attempts to open the door. Jamal, look at the street. It's flooding. Look at water in the yard already. In a trembling and a nervous voice. So, yeah, you seen Amanda and her brother. Right, Jamal? Before Jamal could make his way to Amanda, he suddenly felt water beneath his feet. With no warning, dark, muddy water came gushing in from under their wooden door and began to enter their house. Within minutes, the water rose to the height of the kitchen table. All their books were destroyed, their uniforms were washed away, and their toys were damaged by the thick, muddy water. Water was literally everywhere. Jamal, trying to remain brave, Amanda carefully moves through the rising water with Jamal. Stay close to me, Amanda. Hold my hand. We'll find a way out of this together. As he thinks of what is the next step, come with me. I will protect you, Amanda. So the narrator says, the rain continued to fall harder and harder, louder and louder. Thunder cracked loudly and startled the children, lighting up the gray, cloudy sky. The winds made a howling song as they grew stronger and stronger. Jamal and Amanda became very, very afraid. So Jamal, leaning his body to peep outside the window, listen, Amanda, I'm hearing something in the distance. I think it's a boat. That could help. So he saw some people in the boat approaching the house and he said, help, help, we are in here, help. To their surprise, it was the neighbor steering a small boat with other people in it. Jamal began to hit the galvanized roof to make enough noise to get their attention. Are you children hurt? Said the neighbor. Your father sent us to get you. Come with us. With that, they opened the rusty window and took hold of Amanda first, then Jamal. Both were taken to the community center, which was being used as an emergency shelter. They were fed and given clean change of clothes. Although they were now safe, Jamal and Amanda still worried about their father. So here you could see Jamal and Amanda on top of the refrigerator. So they're going for higher ground. Where's Daddy Jamal? I hope he's okay. So the father, who says faintly in the distance, Jamal, Amanda, excuse me, as he desperately approached the shelter staff. Have you seen my children, Jamal and Amanda? As the children heard their father's voice, they looked across the room. Daddy, Daddy, they screamed with excitement and relief. The narrator said, their father ran towards his children, scooping them both into his arms. Jamal and Amanda's faces lit up with relief and happiness. They were elated to see their father, whose eyes were filled with tears. The father said, thank God you all are okay. Children, Jamal, thank you for taking such good care of your baby sister. I couldn't ask for a more brave and responsible child. I love you both so much. The narrator continues. After the water went down, the disaster relief officials were seen taking notes of all the damages. People gathered and formed lines to give their reports, and so did their father. So Amanda, so does this mean we will get new things for the house? And will they help us fix the roof as well? What about my school? Will I be able to go back to school and play with my friends? Father says, yes, dear. However, we must remember that these things take time. So here in this image, you're seeing Amanda, her father, Amanda and Jamal being rescued by the neighbor in the boat. Jamal said, whoa, I'm so thankful that there are people willing to help us. Would they help others too? Father said, yes, my son. Everyone in need will get help. And although they looked forward to rebuilding their home, they were most grateful to be safe and together as a family. The end. And you're seeing the family happily together there. So everyone, that was today's storytelling video or story for you all. I hope you all enjoyed it. And like I said, it is an original story that was written by persons who participated in the Return to Happiness program. So if you know you are part of that team, big up yourself. In 2021, your work getting a little forward. So one of the twists and turns that we're going to be having to the storyteller element of the videos that Childline posts, we are actually going to be having young persons who are part of our virtual ambassador program write and present their own stories. It is important for us to support that local work and of course our children in their endeavors. So we are creating and using this platform to showcase their talent and their work and to let people know that if you are interested in having if you wrote a story, if you wrote a poem, some sort of spoken word piece, please feel free to reach out to us. You could contact us via our social media pages or through our website. You could contact the helpline 800-4321, or you could check out our web chat for more to get more information from one of the persons on the other end. Next week's story is actually going to be read by one of the ambassadors. He's a young man. He's absolutely intelligent, brilliant story he wrote. He recorded it, and it is going to be there for you all to view. So I do hope you all enjoyed today's story. And like I said, please send us your videos, send us your stories, because 2021 is the year to not just talk about the change, but we're actually going to be the change. So have a good day, everyone. Remember, Childline is there 24/7, anything you need. Thank you all very much.